I'm talking with Chris over here at Dentless Touch. Yeah, anyways, a little nervous. This guy's a big YouTube dent guy and whatnot. I was just kind of chatting with him about some questions on how do you get so many subscribers? I mean, what do you got, like 40?
40, yeah, almost 41,000 now.
God,
yeah.
And it was like, seemed like not that long ago you just had 10,
yeah,
20.
25.
Yeah. I mean, just, so it's all about consistency. So creating content and just, kicking out stuff every day, every month?
No, so I kick out 2 videos a week.
Okay.
That's been pretty consistent. And really the content does matter. So if you start with the DIY type, then I think you'll gain interest. If you think of YouTube, you think of it like YouTube University.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot of stuff on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can relate.
Oh, absolutely.
And so if you tailor your videos to more informative, it'll probably get you more. Because what we do is hard to explain, hard to make, the proper like cinematic effects. It's just hard. So just
absolutely.
make it as informative as possible. And a lot of guys will. And it's still open, right? So it's my channel, you got my Toledo channel, you got other channels. And I think there's just possibilities for more and more channels to come out about PDR. I think the more the merrier. And there's not much overlap. That's how I know. Because Mike's community really doesn't overlap to my community too much.
Yeah.
So it's actually crazy. So it's room to grow for sure on YouTube as far as PDR, in PDR industry, PDR category.
How about with you and like Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that? What are your recommendations on stuff like for that?
Well, I've been testing Instagram, like really stressing it out, like only posting like once every 2 to 3 weeks and seeing how that's been impacting, the actual growth of the followers.
Yeah.
It's switching out, you got viewers, you got subscribers. So put the followers on Instagram. And so it does affect it, but I think the stories kind of help that out too. So I've been doing like no posting, but stories. And I think stories is
the way to go.
Yeah. Now I think post, but I kind of try to set the bar. It's kind of like bar setter. And so it has to be high quality photos for me. I can't just come off of my phone and some quick photos. It's got to be edited and stuff like that. So I can't really post every 3 to 4 hours. I have to post once. I can still post once a day, but I'm stressing out the Instagram to see about the growth and seeing if it's really impacting sales and stuff like that. But then doing more on the stories. And I haven't really seen the fall off. I'm still getting 2 to 3, 4 followers a day on Instagram.
That's just from stories then?
It's just from stories. If you look at my last post, it was like 3 weeks ago.
Wow, okay. I was under the misconception that it was every day. It's like you need to do every day, and then I started doing the videos or the Instagram stories and Facebook stories and stuff like that. And I noticed obviously they all kind of take from each other because they're all owned or whatever. Like the same thing. But
and so Instagram works like if you can if you can do a post, at least from my experience, if you can do a post and then write a little bit about it, they like that because they see that someone's looked at your post for 10 seconds, more than just a second or half a second when you just scroll. And so they like that, so they start recommending you or suggesting you or whatever they do it. Your post over when they do the hashtag and stuff like you'll start becoming more popular. So and then in the stories is the same way. And then the whole sense of this is be relatable too. If you're not relatable, they can't relate to a car, they can't relate to a dent. They relate to the person that's actually doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're in front of the camera, it makes it relatable. It's pleasant. For me, I use the example as like a car salesman. I've already sold on the car from the style, aesthetics, and all that stuff. But it's about the salesman, whether I'm going to buy through that company or another company.
Absolutely.
And so, again, he needs to be related with me. Oh yeah, I got kids. Here's the back seats. Here's how you hook up the car seat. That's going to get him to sell. I already know about the engine specs and all that stuff. Obviously, I got to feel how fast the car is or whatever. Whatever I'm going there and looking for. But it's all about the relationship, being relatable. So.
Well, that's how you get people that'll buy a car from the same car salesman for 10 years and send all their family and everything. Like, no, when you need a car, call me. I'll send you my guy.
Exactly. Exactly. So that was my method right now. Again, I don't know if it works, but I'm always testing. That's what I really like about it. Is I test like crazy, and I've been on that test about the Instagram post for the last 2 to 3 months. And so I'm just gathering the data, and then I'm gonna start posting every day. But they're constantly changing their algorithm. So I'm gonna start posting every day, probably right after MTE.
Is there a way to figure out what their algorithm is changing to, or anything other than just?
They talk about it, but at the end of the day, they're not gonna share like their secret sauce. So it's not even worried about.
That's technically secret stuff.
That's not even gonna worry about. Even Google, they all have their algorithms that they do. So don't even worry about that. Just know that no matter what platform you're on, they want your content to keep that person on the platform. So if you start doing content that is like on YouTube, longer, nobody can get anything off of 3 minutes. If you keep someone on there for 17 minutes, 20 minutes, that's 2 or 3 more ads. Now they
like you.
Right, and now YouTube can leverage that and say the average person stays on YouTube for 2 hours, like Netflix does, right? If you once you still on Netflix, you're on there for 2 or 3 hours.
Absolutely.
Like that. So same thing with YouTube. So now when they start doing ads, well now we have people that's when they get on YouTube, they stay on YouTube for
a long time.
Yeah, exactly, and they like that. So same, Instagram is starting. I think Instagram is starting to grasp that and go, if you start writing a little bit more information in your post, the picture is intriguing, or you start adding those swipe pictures where you can get like 4 or 5 in, telling a story, and then they read. I think Instagram is
they're gonna really like.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. Cool.
Like you said, it's keeping the person on
their
Instagram
platform
longer, and they're looking at posts instead of scroll. I would imagine they've got data on that. They want you to sit on a post and look at it, not maybe necessarily always scrolling the whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking your
No
brain.
problem, man.